flooded garage. I'm really glad you're here. A place where we can laugh and talk and days are filled with cheer. The clouds of sun may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel and welcome to this live stream. I don't even know what live stream number it is because I didn't really look at that when I set this up. We almost didn't make it because, as you know, I'm coming to you live on location at the festival grounds because I was just helping set up the fences and the gate and all that good stuff, and got the RV set up here for the weekend coming up. Yeah, it's a little earlier than the weekend, but anyway, you know, it all starts this week for those of us who work behind the scenes. So that's what we're doing. And yeah, I wasn't sure that I'd even make it tonight. So that's why we're coming to you from here. And I also don't know how well this is going to work because we're not on Wi-Fi. You know, I'm out here in the rural part of southern New Jersey, and I don't know how good the phone signal wasn't too bad. There's actually a phone tower right next to me. I don't think we're using it though, but it's actually right there. Look at that. There's a phone tower right there, but I don't think that's working for this phone. But anyway, I have pretty good signal. So thanks for being here. We'll just chat a little bit. Like I said, might run a little shorter tonight. If this is working well, you can let me know, and I'll take a walk around the festival grounds here and kind of show you what's up, just because. So yeah, I'm going to look at some comments here. Oh, thank you, David. You are very well connected, it says. That's good to hear. And David from RCAF Polar Express, you were the first one here, it looks like. By the way, we're not going to do a sticker giveaway tonight because I don't have my phone set up to do a giveaway. I don't know if I can do that on here or not. So no sticker giveaway tonight. We're just going to be free rolling and chatting. And I will say that if you do have a question, though, you can put that in the live chat, and that would be helpful. And I would appreciate it because that helps give me something to talk about, right? Yeah, I think so. So that's, you know, that's what we say. If you have a question, just put it in the live chat with the word question followed by your question. And I don't really have any other announcements on screen because I didn't type anything in because I was working up until recently. So yeah, let's look back at the comments. We'll at least see who's joined us tonight. So David from RCAF Polar Express is here, the Rusty Garage and Homestead. Good to see you. That was a mosquito. And Ross on the land. Good to see you, Ross, my friend. And Bob Purrs, and who's your handyman? And oh, it's Chris. Arrived home safe and sound from our UK adventure around 11:45 last night. Great trip. Great to be home. Well, Chris, welcome back from Scotland. It's good to see you, my friend. What is that? Little bug. I want to make sure it wasn't a flea jumping on me. Anyway, welcome back. Chris, did you come back with an accent? I bet you did. Oh, I bet you did. Yeah, so it's a little difficult to do this with the phone, I have to say. It's neat, but it's a little difficult. Bedbug, yo, what's up with you? And Chevhead Ed and Brutal Bob, good to see you, my friend. Well, Bedbug, I'm glad it's your favorite time each week. I'm glad I didn't cancel out on you because I was thinking about it. Like I said, wasn't sure that I would make it work. And then I thought, wait a minute, I can do it from the phone, and we'll see. I had the phone and the camper charging up for the past 30 minutes, hoping it would last us through the hour if we can. There's Earl. Good to see you, Earl. And Seacliff Steve. And oh, there's Ann. Thank you. You look great too. I'm glad it looks good. There's Linda coming to the festival. All right, that's exciting. You know where to find me. I've been promoting this festival to you guys. Like if anybody's on the East Coast, like, come to the Bluegrass Festival. It's just a fun time. And if you get the weekend pass, you can camp on site at the fairgrounds for free. It's included with your weekend pass. And some of the places, it's not a campground here, so there's no sewer hookups, but there is electricity on a lot of the poles, and you can tap into the electric so you can run your air conditioner. But there's no water, no dump stations. It's not a campground, it's a fairgrounds. But the fact that you can find electricity, if you're lucky and if you're here early, you can find electricity, and that is nice. So it's a good time. So, I mean, since we're here, I'll keep looking at comments, but let's take a little walk, right? I showed you the tower. That's right there. Thanks, Who's Your Handyman, for the reminder to hit the like button. I noticed there's a pumpkin patch over here. Now, this is the fairgrounds. It's probably, I don't know how many acres this is. 50 acres, maybe? It's a beautiful fairgrounds. A lot of things happen here, like the fair, for one thing, but the festival's here. And you're right, Linda. Hotels are close. You can come, even if you don't camp out. You get a weekend pass. You go back to the hotel at night. Come find me and hang out at the campsite. It's a good time. Good time indeed. So look at this. Look at this that I found here. I don't know why this is even here, but this is a pumpkin patch. Now, I can't turn my camera around, so I'm going to have to just put it behind me like that. But that pumpkin right there, that thing is probably about 18 inches in diameter. Maybe more than that. So there's a pumpkin patch that somebody planted here. Pretty neat. Okay, so my picture's freezing, but the audio is working. It shouldn't matter, really, if I'm moving around, because I'm not straying from Wi-Fi. I'm just counting on phone service. Moving is not good for the signal. Okay. Audio is good. Video is frozen. I'll try and get back then to a better place. Look, there's another phone tower right there. All right, so this is not working, right? Guess I shouldn't walk around. Maybe I should go back to my seat. Well, if you can still hear me, I'll walk back to where I was. Let me know if the picture comes back, if you can hear me. There's the campsite. Anybody there? Anybody listening? Okay, thanks for the text. Not working. Audio's good. Well, you can hear me. All right, I'm going to come back then to where I was, because this seat seemed to be working well. Back in the chair. Slowly, it is coming back. All right. Hello, Margaret. Thanks for being here. I'm going to just be still and see if the video comes back. You let me know. Low quality bandwidth. Yeah, you know what I don't understand? I don't understand how Josh from the Stony Ridge Farmer goes out and he live streams from his whole farm. I'll have to ask him about that. Because he goes out in the field with the cows, and yeah, I don't know how he does that. I can't even check my phone signal here because I'd have to rotate my phone to do that. Yeah. So yeah, Linda saw the stage. I'll turn around. There's the main stage is right there. That's the main stage. And then yeah, and there's vendors and things like that. Can you see me? Let me know if you can see me. All right. Well, I'm going to sit back down. And like I said, we will we'll wrap up soon. Thank you, Chris. Video is still lagging. Boy, that's frustrating. That really, I can't believe it's 2024 and we still have these kind of issues with phone service. Like, why isn't it better? I get it. It's a lot of data. But I always heard that Europe was like light years ahead of us. Like when I got my first cell phone in the 90s, thank you, Margaret. glad you can see me. When I got my first cell phone in the 90s, there was a guy who came to the business or the house. He was selling cell phones like door to door. Like that's how they did it back then. And he was British. I remember that about him. But he sold me my first cell phone, which was a bag phone. And he was telling me at the time, this was in the early 90s, he said, in Europe, he said they pay for things with their phone, which we do now with Apple Pay and Samsung Pay, whatever it is. So yeah, he said we pay for things with our phone. Like, how do you do that? So that didn't come around until my first iPhone was 2010. And I didn't do any kind of Apple Pay until really the last maybe 5 years ago. So I wonder how their service is though, if they're ahead of us that way. Yeah, my first cell phone was probably around 1993, 94. Yeah, mid 90s. It was a bag phone, and I had a Chevy van that I had for my video production business. So I had this metal, just box van, Chevy van, and I remember drilling a hole in the roof, and I put the antenna on the roof. And then when I got in the van, I'd screw the cable to my bag phone, so I'd have cell service in the van, which was terrible still. But that's what we dealt with. So, we're at the Salem County, New Jersey Fairgrounds, not far from Delaware. And if you look up, Chris, I'm counting on you, man. Look up DelawareValleyBluegrass.org, and I'll ask Chris to post that link in a live chat. DelawareValleyBluegrass.org. You can click on that link. I think online ticket sales may be closed at this point. Thank you, Chris. Online ticket sales may be closed at this point, but you can still buy them at the gate. You can see the prices on there. Some might say it's not cheap. It's like $80 for the day, but then you get the weekend pass. But as far as festivals go, we're one of the better deals out there for what you get. I mean, 3 jam-packed days, no pun intended, of jamming and super talented music. The headliner, you were asking about the headliner. So I don't know about each day, but the main headliner Saturday night is Asleep at the Wheel. And Asleep at the Wheel is not a bluegrass band. It's a Western swing, but I guess they'll do an acoustic set. I love Asleep at the Wheel. I've loved that band since probably the 80s. And I'm really excited to see Asleep at the Wheel. So they're going to be here late Saturday night, but it's going to be fun. So I'm looking at comments though. Yeah, I don't think I'll be interviewing anybody or doing anything. I don't think I'm going to be recording for the channel for this. It's really not, it's fun for you guys because, we're all friends, but I don't think I'm going to record anything here for the channel. So if you want to see anything, you've got to come for yourself. But check out the website because I think they post some videos and things like that. Chris has a question. Is this your first camper outing of the year and any issues working the old girl up? I mean, the camper. Funny. Anne's watching, Chris. You better watch it. Sadly, this is the first outing of the camper for the year. It's sat all summer, but it's good to at least get it out once a year because I spent the last few days cleaning it on the outside. I, basically took a push broom with Dawn dishwashing detergent on and scrubbed it down the outside. Went up on the roof and I scrubbed it with some bleach water and tried to clean it up there. It needs a lot more cleaning, but it looks so much better than it did. This was an issue. I was as I was cleaning it, I noticed a wasp fly in where the air conditioner grill is on the outside. It's a vent for the air conditioner, and I thought, what's that wasp doing? And I opened up the air conditioner grill, and I posted a TikTok on video of this, but there was a giant wasp nest in there, so I had to spray that down, kill the wasps. So that was a surprise. And then the water heater, which runs on propane only. I don't have the dual propane electric water heater. Propane only, that was turning off on me. Like it would fire up, it would heat up the water, and then I'd come back out and it was off. So I didn't know what was going on there. I learned how to change the thermostat on an RV water heater, which is actually pretty easy. So I changed. There's two thermostats, one for cold, one for hot. Thanks for the balloons, my fingers there. Anyway, I changed out the thermostat, and it's been running. I cleaned up the valve and took some things apart and put it back together. It seems to be working. So that was a surprise. But again, good to. Oh, here was another surprise. This was a couple weeks ago when I first started kind of prepping. And this was when the water heater first was not running. I went out to the propane tanks, and they had the rubber hose coming off the propane tank was chewed in half. So I guess squirrels like the smell of propane or something, but they chewed the propane line right in half, and all the propane leaked out of the camper. So I bought braided stainless steel lines to go from the propane tanks. So that was a surprise. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know. If you have a camper, you know that you need to be prepared, and you need to prepare, several days, if not a week or two before your trip, to really go over things. Surprisingly, I aired up the tires before I left today. They take 50 pounds as the maximum pressure, and I tend to run my tires at max pressure. They had like 48.5 pounds in them, and that was all winter and summer long. So that's good, but they're still old. The tires are 10 years old, so about 10 years, right? 16 to 26, and not 10 years yet, but they technically should be changed out, even though they have good tread on them. They'll get dry rotted and whatnot. So yeah, there's always little surprises when you're setting up your camper. Yep, campers like boats, always a joy. There's always something, and they're not. These RVs are built to be as light as possible, and light often means cheap, and they're barely. They're pretty cheap, but they all are. But no leaks or anything like that, nothing major. So that's the main thing. So it was, yep, that was it. So I'm glad this is back to working again. I'm disappointed I can't walk around. I was going to take you up to the main stage and show you the main stage. Should I try and take a walk in that direction, or should I just be safe and stay here? You let me know. If you want me to try it, I'll walk in the other direction up to the main stage and show that to you, if I can. What if I walk really slowly? Would that help? I don't know. Anyway, well, oftentimes on these live streams I talk about my latest video, and my latest video, the video is still pixelated, okay. I talked about how we achieved our dream of buying the farm, and thank you for watching that. It was, I like to talk about things that are, I'm not an educator or a presenter or anything like that. Certainly not an expert in anything, but I wanted to share our experience with that, and I like to pass that on. And the fact is, if I can share some knowledge or some inspirational messages, I like to do that. It doesn't mean I'm like good at it or that I'm better than anybody else, but anyway, Ross says go for it. The video is still choppy anyway, so all right. So I'll go this way, and I'll go kind of slow. How would that be? And I'll be looking for comments, and you can let me know, like, is it working? Is it not working? Maybe we're too close to that tower, right? Maybe the signal is shooting right over our head, and we're too close. Oh, Ross is thinking about getting another camper. Well, that'd be great, Ross. Get one before next year, and you can travel down here. We'll meet up right here in this very place. So, yeah, can you hear me now? Can you see me now? That's the question. All right. Still not getting comments really about if it's working or not, so I don't know. This is rough. I apologize. I figured this would be better than not having a live stream at all. So, and what's cool is that I'm here because I'm, a volunteer with the festival. So I get to be here early. So there's like almost nobody here, which is kind of fun. There's probably maybe a dozen people walking around, and there's going to be tens of thousands soon. Oh, Linda says it's better. Nice. So, all right. Well, I'm still walking. I'm hungry too. And if you're still watching, I think I'm going to stop at Wawa on the way home. Let me know if you want anything, because I'm hungry. Still choppy, but the audio was perfect. All right, well then, this is like an audio podcast then, right? Yep, thank you. Might as well walk around. So, we're coming up on the main stage, which is here. And I'll walk here. Of course, we'll be under the metal roof, so maybe that won't be good. But this is the main stage area. This is where it all happens. This is where the performers are. Now, if I walk up here, under this metal roof, 2 metal roofs, you're going to lose me, I bet. But I'm walking up to the stage anyway. And we'll see. So this is where the performers come out on stage, and they greet the audience. Now, there'll be chairs packed all the way out. There'll be chairs on each side. There'll be people way in the back. There'll be all over the place. So it'll just be packed with people. So, walking backstage. And this is where the talent hangs out beforehand. They come through that door. Their tour bus is usually parked right outside that door. They come in, and then as they're introduced, they walk out onto the main stage. And there it is. And that's what they see. Only, again, they will see a sea of people. So we'll come up here, coming down now. Right. So that's it. And then there's that building there. There's a kitchen there. So the vendors come with great meals every day, or I guess there's meals all the time. There's exhibits. There's vendors in some of these barns, and there's some open barns there where there's some vendors in there. There's a kids academy with like 39 kids signed up this year, the biggest yet, to be learning how to play instruments. So the kids all weekend, they take music lessons at the kids academy, and then on Sunday all the kids come on stage and perform, and it's just so fun to see them performing and loving it. So okay, audio is still good, video is still stable, possibly a bit better. Yeah, that's disappointing, and I'm only at 720. So who's our grounds are better, Neil? Or are you talking about somebody else? These are nice fairgrounds, I got to say. We've got, this county has some really nice fairgrounds. Over there, back there, there's a track for a tractor pull, the straight line tractor pull, and they do that at the fair every year too. Not here at the festival. Oh, sorry, Neil. Wait, you're out in Indiana, all farmland. How could we have better fairgrounds than you do? You're like, that should be like the fair capital of the world out there. So, but I think our county, as small as it is, our county has, there's 60,000 people in our entire county, which is not many people. I don't know how many square miles the county is, but we're I think the most rural county in the state of New Jersey. And again, people don't think of New Jersey as being rural, but there are rural areas, and we are in the ruralest of areas in this southwestern part of New Jersey. You've got where we are at the fairgrounds now, and then outside of that, there's Cumberland County and Gloucester County, and Gloucester County gets a little bit busier, but anyway, this region where we are, it's very rural, and it's nice. So anyway, I'm going to walk back toward the camper. So you got a good county fair. We have one of the reasons that our county fair is so popular is because it's very much an old time county fair. There are no amusement rides. It's all just old time county fair with a lot of animals that you can see. There's a pig scramble, a greased pig contest. There's a skillet toss contest for the ladies. They toss the skillet. There, of course, there's a lot of food and again the tractor pulls and displays. But again, no, it's not an amusement type fair. A lot of counties have gone to amusement type county fairs, and that's not what this county does. And it's very popular, I think, for that reason. All right. Yes, Chris, there's no place more rural than here. This is pretty rural as it gets. All right, so yeah, we're back in front of the tower now. I'm looking up at the tower. Come on, tower, do your job. So, oh, Aaron is also from Indiana. Well, hello to you. Oh, Ernie. Sorry, I said Aaron. Apologies, Ernie. Ernie. I can't read it. Ernie Quinton. Ernie Quinton. Right, I got it. It's tough when there's no spaces. So again, Ernie, we are in southwestern New Jersey, right near Delaware. This is the Salem County Fairgrounds. This is I'm at the 52nd Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival. And again, Chris posted a link in the comments, DelawareValleyBluegrass.org. You can learn all about the festival. You can still come to the festival. I know you're in Indiana, so you're probably not going to come, but you can still come if you're, within driving distance of the festival. The gates open. Actually, if you come Wednesday morning at 8 a.m., the gates actually open. The festival doesn't start till Friday, but people who camp here on site, which again is included with your weekend pass, people come here Wednesday morning, pull their campers in, and they stay all the way through until Sunday. And actually, a few people stay Sunday night, and they don't leave until Monday morning. So it's pretty neat that you basically can camp for like 5 days as part of your weekend pass admission. And again, it's not a campground. If you weren't tuned in earlier, this is basically boondocking, but if you're lucky, you can find a receptacle to plug your camper in, but there's no water, no dump station. There are, and there's no showers or anything like that. But there are portable toilets, and a company comes around every day and pumps out those toilets, and they will also pump out your camper for you as well. It's I don't know what the price is. It's up to the driver, but you can get your tanks pumped, and there is water around. You could haul water to your rig and fill it up that way. So you could kind of get by if you needed to. But it's a good time. It's a good time. All right, I think I answered your questions. I hope I did. Thank you, Chris, for sharing that link again. Yeah, productive recreation. Love the fair where they grew up. They had rides for kids, but no amusement games. Yeah, no rides here. Big farm museum with antique tractors. Yeah, there's the gas engine club has a set up here at the fair. Again, we're not at the fair, but when the fair is here, which happened earlier in the month, the small engine club, that's the old like putt engines with a big flywheel, and they just fire like every third rotation. So that's kind of neat to see. They have like engine powered washing machines from, I don't know what year that would have been, but that's a neat thing to see. So thanks, Linda, trying to get people, again, I volunteer at the festival. So if you hear me promote it, it's because I'm, kind of passionate about it, and I want to see the festival continue. Again, this is the 52nd year. It was started by Bill Monroe, who's a pretty famous name with bluegrass, and somebody else, I forget. I actually don't know a lot about bluegrass. I just know I like to see it performed live. I don't really listen to it all year long. I just listen to it live here, and I love it. I mean, it's different when you see music played live, and it's also, as Ann and I discovered a couple of years ago as we were watching and listening to the stories, that bluegrass is so Americana. It's just it's basically you're appreciating history when you see this music played. It's a combination, very Celtic, a lot of Irish sound that comes from bluegrass, or bluegrass comes from traditional Irish music. It's a combination of that and a lot of black rhythm and blues music. So bluegrass was formed from a lot of different cultures, and it's a specific sound, and it's very, I just say Americana. It's very Americana, and it just gives us such a feeling of kind of like, I don't know, like kind of proud of our American history. Take the bad from the good or whatever. But it's just, I don't know. It's kind of heartwarming to think, wow, this really is a piece of history. Uh, Airport nearby, Bob. Well, I mean, the Philadelphia airport is not too far. The Philadelphia airport's probably about 45 minutes from here. So you could fly into Philly, and then you'd rent a car because you wouldn't take an Uber from Philly to here. But I guess Philly's the closest airport to here. Now, Bob, if you're talking about flying your own plane in, I don't know. I don't know where you would do that. Uh, I know in Newcastle, Delaware, there's a airport, but it's not, for commercial. I don't know. Thank you, Margaret. Philadelphia and Newcastle. Yeah, I don't think you get flights. I don't know what Newcastle does. It was like a military, I think, but they did start doing some commercial flights there. But Philly's the main one, and Atlantic City, which is an hour away, but you can fly into Atlantic City as well. So, yeah, check it out. You'd have a good time. Wow, Ross. Ross is from Canada, and he's Googling for us. The Philadelphia airport's 32 minutes from the fairgrounds. Good job. Good Googling there, Ross. Good googly goo. I'm saying Google, but maybe he's using something else. So, yeah, I guess it is that close. So, Chris has a camping question. Do we have any go-to menu items when glamping? Burgers and fries. I bought a Blackstone small portable grill. Not really small, but considered portable. I bought a Blackstone, and we'll be cooking burgers and maybe some bacon and things like that. But otherwise, we don't really have a go-to other than just snack food and kind of junk food. Like when you're on vacations, like it's okay to eat junk food. And of course, the camper has a refrigerator and freezer, so we got to bring our ice cream and those kind of goodies. But and I might bring my solo stove too, because you can have campfires here if they're not on the ground. If you have them on a ring or something, a raised. But the solo stove is great for that. So I might bring the solo stove and some firewood, because that's always fun. Right. So, yeah, Bob's asking about which one's closer. So, yeah, Newcastle is definitely closer because we can almost see the Delaware Memorial Bridge from here. I wonder if you can see it from here even, but it's pretty close. So Newcastle's like 20 minutes that way. But again, I don't know if you can fly into it. You'd have to do some research on that. So find out for sure. Breakfast is good on the Blackstone. Yeah, for sure. Here's a funny thing. We don't really eat eggs that much. I used to like eggs more. I still like eggs, but I don't know. I'm kind of sensitive. Like sometimes they don't agree with me, and I wish they did. But that's life. And of course, fun fact: Anne has celiac and is gluten intolerant. So there's unfortunately not much that I like that she can eat because I like gluten. I like extra gluten on my food. So anyway, so yeah, we kind of deal with that. I've learned to eat some gluten-free food. All right, I'm seeing a lot of airport talk. All right, you guys are good with your research, for sure. You're gonna pinpoint You're going to look at the Google map and you're going to pinpoint exactly where I'm standing at this very moment. So, hey, Ed and Colleen, good to see you both this evening. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival that I am at right now, although the festival doesn't start until Friday. I'm a volunteer here, so I'm here now. So, yeah, I don't know about Oldman's. That's nearby here, but maybe that's a private. Again, if you're flying in privately, that could be neat. Okay, coolness. So, the weather's good. I think there's a chance of rain on Saturday, but I think it's only in the morning, which is good. It got hot again, but not as hot as it had been. Uh, the summer was pretty rough, but we had a beautiful week last week, and then this week it heated up a bit. It was hot. I was helping today. One of the volunteer duties that I do here is I help erect this camera switch here, that orange snow fence, and we put fences up, for basically pedestrian control and to direct people where to go. There's a special area for the tour bus to come in with the talent, and that's roped off from the general population, the G-pop. So and there's security in there and all, and so we set up that kind of stuff, and then just kind of work as needed. The festival. You can now it's maybe too late for this year, but just know that if you think this festival is a little costly for you, you can volunteer, and if you volunteer 8 hours during the festival, which could be like 2 4-hour shifts selling tickets at the gate, which is really a fun job, you can get a free weekend pass. One free weekend pass. So if two of you were going to volunteer, you'd both have to volunteer for 8 hours each. But it's not bad. You could come in on Wednesday before the festival even starts. You could, if you get on the schedule, you could get your volunteer duties done before the show even starts. Then you got the weekend to yourself. So, Chris, what are you doing? Posting my coordinates, my GPS coordinates? I'm getting a little nervous now. Come on. But you could, obviously figure it out. I just showed you where the tower was, one of the towers. I got no secrets here. We're out in public. What can you do? Linda's going to bring bruschetta. Nice. Well, Linda will be cooking burgers. Linda's my sister, by the way. So she'll be here, and we'll be cooking burgers and hot dogs, and maybe chicken of the woods mushroom that I just picked. If you saw that I think I shared it on Facebook. I found this giant, I don't know what you call it. I guess it's a mushroom, but it's like, many layers. And we cooked it. I gave some to my sister, and it's really a neat mushroom to cook up, for sure. So I'm looking at comments now again. Well, this was fun. I didn't think. I honestly didn't think I was going to go live tonight. I really didn't. When I left the house earlier, I just thought, I don't know if I'm going to be done. So this was fun to do. The sun is setting. It's very beautiful. There's the west in front of me. Momentarily, the west will be behind me. So there's the west. The sun is setting in the west, and the temperature has now dropped. It was like 87 degrees when we were out here working earlier, but now the temperature has dropped, and the sun's going down. The sky is lit beautifully. Look at that pretty cloud back there. Really nice, really good times. So, what else? Who's your handyman? I'm glad we get to hang out too. It's fun to do. And again, I'm thinking like next Monday's Labor Day. I think I'll be able to go live Labor Day Monday. But we'll see. I kind of play it by ear. But I know, when I know that there's 50 to 75 people tuning in, it's like, oh, you know what? You guys are kind enough to tune into here. I need to really put out an effort to be here with you. So that's kind of what I do. Hello, Colin. Welcome. Good to see you. So yeah, once we get through this festival, I need to get back to work. I've got some projects to do at the farmhouse and on the property. I've got one of the next projects I'm going to do. I'm going to show you that Baumolite brush mulcher, and hoping to do some of that soon. I tested it on the B2601 just to make sure that little tractor could handle it. It's probably topped out, but it does work. It does handle it. So we're going to be doing some brush mulching, trimming some trees and wood chipping. I have some, like where Irma's fence is, I want to clear those trees along that fence line because they'd taken over the fence. They weren't meant to be grown there. And then, of course, around the pasture, the meadow, we've been talking about trying to reclaim a lot of that because as years go by, autumn olive and other trees and bushes, they encroach. And then as you mow, you kind of lose. We probably lost a good 20, 30 feet of the meadow around the perimeter. That's quite a bit of land. So we want to reclaim that. And we've been cutting some back, but there's much more to cut back. And so we'll be doing some cutting of the trees and the brush, and then mulching and running the wood chipper. So lots to do there, right? Right. All right. I mowed down the garden the other day. I see somebody mentioned something about something being ripe. Anyway, I mowed down the garden the other day because the tomatoes were spent. I left the corn, even though we didn't get any corn. We got corn stalks. So Ann had a good idea. She said, why don't we just cut the corn stalks and tie them to the front porch and use them for decorations. So that's what we'll do with those. But forget any ears of corn. That didn't work out at all. So bruschetta. Yeah, that's what you were saying. Did I not say it right? I knew that's what you were talking about, but maybe I didn't say it right. Because I know you didn't spell it right. All right. Hey, Chris, by the way, and we've mentioned welcome back from Scotland. Chris, I think you ought to do a live stream, my friend. I think you should do a live stream and tell us all about your trip to the homeland. And I think that would be very interesting for everybody to see. Maybe do a photo montage, PowerPoint presentation, show some pictures, all that good stuff. Do that and I'll tune in for sure if I can. So yeah, time after time is Ed and Colleen hiding behind a different screen name now, but I knew who it was. I knew who that is. Now Ross knows too. So right. I'm just looking at comments. Don't mind me. All right. Gosh, it is nice now. Yep. Oh, come on, Chris. I think folks would find that very exciting because they like you and they like to hear you and see what you have to say. So I think everybody in favor of Chris doing a live stream, put a thumbs up in the comments if you know how to do that. Or just say yes in the comments. And then, Chris, it'll be all on you. Right? See that? That's what Dave says. Do it. Do it, Chris. Do it. That's it, Chris. They're rolling in. It's all about you now. That's funny. See? All right. Here's a question from Phil from Peterson Farms of Little Nashville. Is Ricky Skaggs going to be there? Ricky Skaggs was here, was it last year or the year before? And he had been here a few years before that. He's not here this year. He comes, I guess, schedules are tough. So they try to mix it up. And, Ricky Skaggs was a headliner a couple of years. And, they spread that around. So Ricky's band will not be here, but they sure were fun to see. What I loved most, I remember probably 20 years ago, we hadn't attended this festival. And again, this is the 52nd one. 20, 30 years ago, I remember driving by the fairgrounds and seeing Ricky Skaggs on the billboard. And I thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe Ricky Skaggs is coming here, so close to where I live. And I was so excited. I didn't go because I was just busy, didn't have the money, didn't, but I wanted to. But I was so excited, and then here we are. We've only attended this like the last 5 years, and then Ricky Skaggs was here again. I was so happy to be able to see him. Anyway, what I was most excited about is one of my favorite Ricky Skaggs songs is Highway 40 Blues. The fairgrounds is located on Route 40, and I thought, oh my gosh, Ricky Skaggs is going to sing Highway 40 Blues on Route 40, different Route 40, but still. What I was disappointed with is they didn't make that connection. I thought he would have talked about it, been like, I can't believe I'm here on Route 40 and we're going to sing Highway 40 Blues. He didn't do it. People should consult with me. That's what Ann and I always say. Like, why didn't they ask us? They should ask us. We'll tell them how to do it. So, anyway, again, the headliner is Asleep at the Wheel, which is not a bluegrass band. But that's what I like about the festivals. It kind of mixes things up. There's another group called Tuba Skinny. Look them up. You can look them up on Spotify or YouTube. Tuba Skinny, and they're like a New Orleans type band, and they use washboards and stuff like that. And really a neat way, to make music, and they're fun to see. So they're going to be here. We're excited about that. One of Ann's favorites is Tuba Skinny. So yeah, funny, Chris. What do you mean you didn't have money? I was making over $8 an hour. So you listen to my video about that. That's right. $8.79 an hour in 1986. That was my pay. $8.79 an hour and a truck payment of $234 and $234. Oh my gosh, did I forget it? $287.34. That was my truck payment in 1987. I have to say it all at once. $287.34. That was the truck payment, and $8.79 an hour was my pay. Fun, huh? No, Who's Your Handyman? I have not been to see R.L. Burnside. Pardon my ignorance. I don't even know what that is. I guess I'm not very worldly. Anyway, no, I've not. Is that some other kind of festival? What's neat about this festival too, not only the fact that it's really run amazingly well, the fact that it is within minutes driving to our home, and we come to this festival and we're like, oh my gosh, we would travel so far to come to a festival like this, and here it is, almost literally in our own backyard. I mean, we have to drive a little bit to get here, but not like far. So pretty neat. Oh, a blues man. I like that. I would like that. That'd be fun. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. Well, as I mentioned earlier, we're not going to do a sticker giveaway because I don't have a setup for that. So if you came here for the stickers, sorry to disappoint. Sun's going down quickly. It's dropping quickly now. I can't even see it anymore over there on the west side. It's nice, pretty glow though. Anyway, well, look, I'm gonna wrap this up here in a moment. We're almost at an hour. We're 10 minutes short of an hour, but I said we might not go the whole hour here tonight. Well, that's neat. Ed Trace Atkins playing at the Equip Expo. I'm not going to the Equip Expo. I keep saying I want to go to one, but I think I want to try and make it to the Farm Machinery Show, which is Equip Expo is that October, and then the Farm Machinery Show is February, I think. Anyway, I think I want to try and get to the Farm Machinery Show, which will be a first for me. They're both very similar, but if you recommend one over the other, let me know. But I think I've heard people say that the Farm Machinery Show is really a good one. So Bob says the closest airport is shorter on asphalt. Oh, you got good brakes, Bob, on the plane? Got to come in, quick and hard, I guess. I don't know what the terminology is for that, though. But anyway, awesome. So anyway, this was fun to be here tonight, to be here live remotely. I like that it worked from the phone, and I appreciate you coming back here. So let's let's see if we make it next week. It'll be Labor Day weekend, so again, we might pass on that. So just stay tuned to see. If I don't see you next week, have a great Labor Day with your family, and otherwise, maybe I will see you. But thanks for being here. I do appreciate it. Have a great week. I know I'm going to, and well, as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.